Ralph Waldo Emerson was born May 25, 1803 in Boston, Massachusetts. Ralph Waldo Emerson lived a great life, but he passed away on April 27th in 1882. Ralph Waldo Emerson was the fourth of 8 children, only 4 of whom survived into adulthood. Ralph Waldo Emerson went to Harvard when he was only 14 in 1817, and he graduated in 1821 as a class poet. William Emerson, the father of Ralph Waldo Emerson, died when Ralph was 8 years old. After William Emerson died, Ralph's mom, Ruth Emerson, sold William's library, which eventually became the Boston Athenaeum. Ralph Waldo Emerson's father died suddenly when Ralph was only 8 years old. Emerson's mother, Ruth Emerson, was left with a large family and no means of support. To help care for and instruct the children, Ralph Waldo Emerson's aunt, the Mary Moody Emerson, came to live with the family and quickly became the dominant influence of the Emersons' childhood and youth. Ralph Waldo Emerson became a preacher, philosopher, and poet. He was married to Ellen Tucker on September 20th, 1829, at her family home in New Hampshire. Ellen Tucker suffered from tuberculosis, which is an infectious disease that primarily affects the lungs and is easily spread person to person. Her brother George had died of the disease 2 years earlier. On February 8, 1831, Ellen Tucker died at the age of 19. Ralph Waldo Emerson believed strongly in transcendentalism, which was the belief that people should spend more time near nature and that all men and God should be connected and close together. Ralph Waldo Emerson led the transcendentalist movement of the mid-19th century. He worked in the slavery issue and wrote a letter to President Van Buren explaining about removing the Cherokees. Emerson appeared as a prominent advocate of women's rights and became the vice president of the New England Women's Suffrage Union. That was the life story of Ralph Waldo Emerson.